Back down third base. What a catch!
What a catch.
What a catch!
And you can kiss that one goodbye. That's a 2-run bomb.
Swing and a miss, strike 3.
The tag is made! Play it home! Track the right to the field, they've got a chance! That ball is long gone!
Good evening, and welcome to the Gulf Coast Sports Network's Friday night high school baseball coverage. We're coming to you live from Nature Coast High School for a matchup between the visiting Lecanto Panthers and the home team, the Nature Coast Sharks. Alongside Rick Ringer, I'm John McMurdo, and we're thrilled to have you with us tonight.
Great to be here, John. It's a beautiful night for baseball. Clear skies, cool breeze, and just a week left in the regular season. Just couldn't ask for a better setting.
That's right, Rick. Let's set the stage for tonight's action. The Panthers come in with a 4-15 record, while the Sharks have been rolling at 14-6. These two teams faced off earlier this week with Nature Coast taking the win. So Lecanto will be looking for some payback tonight and a chance to split the series.
The Panthers are going to mount a bounce back. They're going to lean on senior Frankie Jarek. He's hitting an impressive .462 through 8 games, and freshman Louis LeClaire, who's off to a hot start, is batting .375 in limited action. As a team, though, Lecanto struggled at the plate, hitting just .216 with 94 total hits and averaging about 2.5 runs a game.
Meanwhile, the Sharks have been on fire offensively. Senior Brady McMurdo leads the way, batting .400 with 12 RBIs and 5 doubles through 18 games. Sophomore Paul Keimer is hitting .333, and seniors Bryce Huell and Joey Van Cleve are both batting over .300. As a unit, they've played at 146 runs, an average of more than 7 per game.
Let's not forget the pitching, which has been just as dominant. The Sharks' pitching staff holds a combined ERA of 1.81. Jackson Hoyt has been electric with 76 strikeouts in just over 37 innings with a 1.49 ERA. And Raymond Gretsch, he's been having an amazing season with just a .059 ERA and 63 strikeouts in just under 36 innings. Both have already pitched earlier this week, so tonight we'll get a look at some different arms on the mound with Bryce Huell starting on the bump.
Should be a great one out here under the lights. Don't go anywhere. Starting lineups and first pitch are coming up next, right here on the Gulf Coast Sports Network.
We've been so successful at Divinity Med Spa is because we understand what people are looking for. They want to look good for their age. We can accomplish this by treatments such as Botox, filler, lasers, and an array of facials. Hernando County's only locally owned and operated med spa. Come see us.
All right, welcome back to the broadcast. The plate meeting is going on right now, and we're going to go ahead and look at the Divinity Med Spa starting lineup.
The Divinity Med Spa starting lineup.
All right, we're going to start off with the visitors, Lecanto. On the mound, David Logue. Catcher, Brendan Marsick. Left to right on the infield, Braden Ongst, Pollard, Pitzer, and Wilson. And from left to right field, we have a JV call-up, Zerwinski and Hendrickson. Coach David Logue for Lecanto. And now for your Nature Coast Sharks starting lineup. Pitching tonight will be Bryce Huell, catching Paul Keimer. Infield from left to right, the Aiden O'Nolan, Cody Wright, Garrick Wagner, and Joey Van Cleve. The outfield would be Beckett Monroe, Jackson Hoyt in center, Mario DeAngelis in right, and Coach Danny Garofano. Brady McMurdo is the designated hitter. And that is your Divinity Med Spa starting lineup. All right, Rick, so we've pretty much set the stage for tonight's game, where this will be the last night of games before the final week of the season, and then it will be on to district playoffs. So hard to believe it, but we're already talking about the end of the season and playoffs.
Where did the season go, John? My golly, it's like you blink your eyes and we're done.
Yeah, it flies by, that's for sure. And the season has been a little shorter because they are starting playoffs quicker. So the teams that still play the same amount of games, they just having split schedules of sometimes 3 games a week and sometimes 2. So it's been packed.
Interestingly, this year they've had a change of format. So the first round will be conventional as it was, and then after they get past that, then they're actually going to end up going to a best of 3 series. So that may end up making it. It's going to change the dynamics of it for sure. You're not going to be able to have just one ace knock a great team out. You're going to have a couple power arms to get it done.
Yeah, watching high school baseball the last several years, you can do it with one arm, but under the new format, to your point, that's not going to be possible. You're going to have 2, maybe 3 starters and a decent bullpen to pull it off. You could play 3 games in a matter of 3 to 4 days.
Oh, absolutely. When I was coaching in Maryland, one year we had a really, really stacked team. We'd been state championship and we were returning, and doggone if we didn't face a kid that was an absolute stud. He took us out, and so our season was over way, way shorter than we thought. And I think that's probably the idea behind it, right? They want to make sure that the most talented, most well-rounded teams end up being there at the end.
For the Sharks, this is their 3rd game of the week. They played in Land O'Lakes last night, 3-2 game. They lost, and of course they played Lecanto this past Tuesday, as we mentioned in the game broadcast to start things off. So Nature Coast is finishing up getting announced for their starting lineup, and then we'll do the national anthem.
This is always an interesting time of the year as a coach, because you're trying to fight the grind of everyday practices and games and things like that, where the kids just kind of get a little burnout. So coaches are doing different things to break it up. You're getting a lot of JV call-ups, bring up some new blood, getting some other guys some extra time and stuff on the field. We used to break it up and make the practices. We'd kind of have little games in the practices, make it fun and that sort of thing to break it up. And so everybody's got their own approach, and it's fascinating to talk to the coaches to see what they do.
All right, so at this point, we're going to pause for a moment for the national anthem.
All right.
All right, we're going to take a short break. We'll be back with the first pitch. You're watching the Gulf Coast Sports Network. All right, welcome back to the broadcast. Sharks
Donna,
have Bryce Huell on the mound. Bryce Huell starting on the mound for the Sharks. He did come in relief last night, but I believe he only pitched 1 inning. Sorry about that, Rick. Go ahead.
Oh no, I just wanted to for those that are not here and they're watching online, I just want to take a special mention of just how incredibly beautiful this field is. Coach Coach Danny has just got this place looking immaculate. And just shows so much pride in the program. The coaching staff, the players all have, and it's all the little things that contribute to success. So, hats off to Coach Garofano.
Yeah, it sure does look nice out there. The grass is green. I saw them out there watering the dirt, keep the dust down, and they did that effectively. No wind to start the game off. See the flagpole out there in left center is very still. And for Lecanto, the center fielder, number 7, Dylan Zerwinski, will start off the night. So Bryce Huell's the starting pitcher. I believe this is his first start, if not second start of the season. And umpire says play ball. Nice breaking ball in there for a strike on the outside corner.
Very nice. Field's traditional fastball, changeup, curveball pitcher.
Misses down and away. Even up the count at 1-1. If you just joined us, we're just underway, top of the first inning.
In fact, both pitchers tonight starting are. That's their pitch array.
Breaking ball misses outside. Runs the count to 2 balls and 1 strike. That's going to catch the outside corner for a called strike 2.
Fantastic location when you're behind.
Zerwinski doing a good job of working the count as a leadoff batter. He's going to have to do something here with the count even. And there's a fly ball towards shallow left. Cody Wright's over to make the catch.
We've got just enough wind to make anything up in the air a little bit challenging tonight. So
That'll bring up the second baseman, number 1, Garrett Pitzer.
it's funny because Nature Coast and Central are 2 areas where those winds just play havoc for the outfielders.
That's for sure. And high fly ball down the right side. Actually, it's a second base. I lost that off the bat.
Yep. Wagner did a nice job getting under it.
1 pitch to Pitzer, and he flies out.
Boy.
It'll bring up the shortstop, Ryder Pollard. In just 6 pitches, Huell finds himself with 2 outs. Breaking ball misses away. High fastball, swing and a miss. We have a softball game going on behind us. It's the Sharks and the Villages. Be watching out for foul balls from that direction.
I love the spirit in softball games.
It's popped down, out of play down the right field line. Yeah, they make a lot of noise on that softball field. That's good though.
Yeah, I enjoy doing our broadcasts.
1-2 pitch. Curveball. Pollard hangs in there and waits on it. It's down the left line.
Wow.
And it falls foul. Actually, they say he caught it. So an excellent play out there by Monroe. And that's going to retire the side.
I didn't give him any chance of getting up to that.
That's a great play to sprint to that ball and make the play. So we played a half an inning with Lecanto 0, Nature Coast coming up. You're listening to or watching the Gulf Coast Sports Network.
One of the reasons we've been so successful at Divinity Med Spa is because we understand what people are looking for. They want to look rested, refreshed, good for their age. We can accomplish this by treatments such as Botox, filler, lasers, and an array of facials, all by a team of trusted experts. This is Divinity, Hernando County's only locally owned and operated med spa. Come see us. We can't wait to meet you.
Welcome back to the broadcast. You're watching the Gulf Coast Sports Network. We appreciate you tuning in. If you could do us a favor, hit that subscribe button, share it with your friends, tell them all about it. We appreciate it. That's all we ask for. Broadcasts are free. Canto's got David Logue on the mound tonight.
As we mentioned earlier, traditional fastball, changeup, curveball pitcher. Looks like he's got a nice riding fastball. And Brendan Marsick behind the plate for Lecanto. Super sophomore. This young man can flat out play. He's always exciting. And games that we've covered, he's played a number of positions: shortstop, third base, catcher. He can do it all.
Sharks will lead off with the third baseman, number 42, Aiden O'Nolan. He's been in that leadoff position for better than half the season. And he's done a fine job there in that role. Logue ready to pitch. Going to start the bottom half of the first inning. And that's fouled straight back to us.
Tried to catch it, but just missed, John.
Breaking ball just misses high. Aiden O'Nolan comes out aggressive on the first pitch, swinging. 1-1 pitch, misses up. 2-1 the count. Swing and a miss, strike two. It's kind of funny, you can hear the Nature Coast varsity boys team cheering, and right behind them is the Nature Coast girls softball team, and they're cheering as well. Probably hear that through the mics. 2-2, that's going to be a pop fly to shallow left field. And to make the catch is Pitzler for the first out.
A nice job. I mean, the pitcher elevated enough that DeAngelis just got under it a little bit.
It's going to bring up the right fielder, Mario DeAngelis. That's lefty. And that misses high and away.
I apologize for that. I thought I had missed a spot in the lineup.
And that's pulled to the first baseman and flips over to the pitcher for Wilson to Logue for the second out. And you can tell they do some pitchers infield practice. That looked pretty natural to them.
Yep, very well executed.
Going to bring up the first baseman, number 26, Joey Van Cleve. He also bats from the left side.
This young man has an extra gear, John. He can flat out fly, so anything put in play, it's going to be a challenge.
He stays in there on an inside off speed pitch. It misses for a ball. That's right, and Joey's also has some power. He can
Oh, yeah.
get the ball out of there in a hurry.
Well, you know, what I love watching players like this who've played varsity for an extended period of time is they just have so much poise. You know, they don't get rattled. They stay steady. They stay within their game plan. He's been a joy to watch for the last number of years, and I'm going to really miss him.
Pitch is fouled over towards the softball field, even the count at 1-1 with 2 outs, nobody on in the bottom of the first. Breaking ball misses outside. McMurdo would be the next batter. He waits in the on-deck circle. 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball. Beautiful breaking ball. Evens the count 2-2. And that ball's going to be hit up the middle, and it's second baseman Pitzer. He comes up with the ball. He stops it from getting to the outfield, but that's a single.
He had no chance on that with the speedy Van Cleve coming out of the box right from the start.
Yeah, made a nice play. He didn't get the out, but nice play to knock that ball down. Good hustle. That's going to bring up the DH, number 3, Brady McMurdo.
Fantastic at bat, though. I mean, he, 2-strike approach, just nice and short, put the ball in play. Now they got something started here.
Sharks will try to do something with 2 outs. And first pitch is on the outside corner, called strike.
It was a good pitch, a dangerous hitter.
And they're going to check over at first base on Van Cleve. He's back in plenty of time.
Yeah, that was a B move. Just let him know he's thinking about him.
Yeah, he doesn't really have a big lead over there, so.
No.
And that misses down.
It's interesting because Logue's got a pretty high leg kick, so I'd love to know what his time to the plate is.
Curveball, swing and a miss.
That was wicked.
Yeah, show that pitch a couple times, and it's got a lot of drop. Late break on it.
Yeah.
So 1-2, I would look for Van Cleve to go in motion. Takes an extra step. There he goes. And that ball's outside. And he's out at second base. So good throw by Marsick. So we played 1 inning. No runs off 1 hit. We'll go to the second. We'll be right back on the Gulf Coast Sports Network.
My name is Tom Roselli. I served in the U.S. Navy 65 to 69. Through all the turmoil and stress battling with the VA, I've come to learn that certain organizations have their hands tied and can only proceed so far, whereas Attorney Chris Chambers has the experience and the ability to dig into the files and get the results that got me my 100%. Tremendous job in helping veterans.
Hey there! Have you heard about Ron Schuster Pest Control? They've been serving the Nature Coast since 1983 and are experts in keeping your home and lawn pest-free. Give them a call at 352-683-4003 to schedule your appointment. Remember, when it comes to lawn treatments, the grass is always greener at Ron Schuster Pest Control.
Welcome back. Third baseman Braden Onks to start off for Lecanto, top of the second inning. Bryce Huell on the mound. 10 pitches in the first inning. He starts out first pitch, breaking ball, called strike.
That was a nice pitch.
Goes back to the breaking ball, but that'll miss inside and low.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't get that call. It was a pretty good pitch.
Swing and a miss on a fastball.
He's got a really nice mix going tonight.
One-two pitch. Breaking ball misses low. Two balls, two strikes. Nobody out. We're just getting started in the top of the second. And he tries for the inside corner and misses just off the plate. Full count.
Credit to Ungst with his patience. He's seeing a lot of pitches here.
A payoff pitch. And that's popped up to the first baseman, Van Cleve. He'll make a play in foul territory for the first out. Early indications are it's going to be a pitcher's duel. First baseman Tommy Wilson steps up to the plate. Still a lot of game to go, though. High and outside for a ball. And that ball's lifted up to center field. Jackson Hoyt gets under it and will make the catch for out number 2.
It was interesting, John. Before the game, I was talking to the Lecanto coaches, and their third base coach actually graduated and coached at a school that was one of our rivals when I was coaching in Maryland. So, yeah, it's such a small world in the baseball community.
It's going to bring up the pitcher, number 17, David Logue. And breaking ball looked pretty good, but misses off the plate. Maybe a little high.
Yeah, I think he carried just a little bit off. I think it finished about ball and a half off the plate.
Fastball straight back. Out of play.
You know, I'm really liking his fastball tonight. I think maybe he might want to trust that a little bit more. Both pitchers have very, very good fastballs tonight, and they're hiding the ball well.
Breaking ball, swing and a miss.
Whew.
That was pitch number 20 for Huell.
With that being said, he just snapped off a nice bender.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the second. Nobody on. Breaking ball off the plate, 2-2.
It's a great take.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And that misses off the plate. Runs it to a full count.
Good location. I think it was probably just a little bit down. All right, full count here.
And there's a ground ball. It's going to sneak into center field past Cody right at short. So ground ball single. Cantor's first hit of the game. That'll put a runner on first with 2 outs.
I think Wright was playing a little bit more of a pull. And with 2 strike count, he's just trying to be a little bit shorter, put the ball in play, and drove it right up the middle.
Bring up
Great
catcher Brendan Marsick.
Yep.
Taking a little extra time getting his shins off.
Yeah, coming off a huge throw out of the runner.
He too will bat lefty. Big lead at first. Off-speed pitch misses outside.
I've known Marsick for a number of years now, from his time in youth leagues and stuff. I think this young man was born catching out of the womb.
Here's a bunt called strike, and the throw is not in time. It's now a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. One with runner on second, 2 outs. And that ball's hit towards the right center field gap. That's going to be a RBI double for Marsick. Great piece of hitting there. And Lecanto strikes first.
You could tell he was sitting dead red on that fastball, and he got what he wanted and drove it. Nice piece of hitting.
So RBI double. That's going to bring up the right fielder, Trey Hendrickson. Pinch runner out there at second.
Yeah.
Number 24. I think I got it over here. That's going to be Dershel. Isaiah Dershel. So 2 outs, runner in scoring position. Just off the plate inside for ball 1. Breaking ball, swing and a miss.
Wow, that was big.
So Marsick had that put out last inning and then comes through with a RBI double.
Definitely
nice
helping his
start.
team. Yeah.
And that's fouled straight back. Runs the count to a ball and 2 strikes. And breaking ball just misses off the plate. Evens the count. 2-2. Long pause by Huell. Breaking ball inside. Full count. Payoff pitch. And there's a drive to left center. That's going to get down, and that too will be an RBI base hit for Hendrickson. And Lecanto, just like that, leads 2-0 as a 3-2 pitch. And Hendrickson gets the job done.
I tell you, Panthers are really, really deadly with 2 strikes tonight.
Yeah. They lead 2-0. I don't have a name for this batter. I believe he was called up. Or, hold on, we'll get that for you in a second. Actually, that's Luke Peitzer.
Yep.
Takes a called strike.
Yeah, he's call up left fielder. I'm always excited for the late season call-ups. You know, these guys have worked really, really hard at JV level.
And he hits the ball to center field. Hoyt's over in time to make the catch.
Gave it a good ride for an underclassman.
So Lecanto gets 3 hits and scores 2. They now lead 2-0 after 1.5. You're watching the Gulf Coast Sports Network.
Preparing for that next step in life isn't always easy. At Nautilus Financial Group, our combination of experience, professionalism, and access to a wide variety of products and services to help meet all of your financial goals. For a new level of attention, insight, and capability, contact the trusted team at Nautilus Financial Group.
When you play football, you develop this mentality that, you know, you can withstand anything. You're Mr. Tough Guy. So years I had been battling. I was just excited to finally meet someone who knew what I was going through, who saw my pain, to think that in a matter of one treatment, and it got better and better as I began to get treatments throughout the month. You know, why would you deal with this pain for another day?
Welcome back. We go to the bottom of the second. McMurdo was at the plate last inning when Van Cleve got put out at second, so he'll lead off the inning.
He's had a fantastic season behind the plate and at the plate with a bat. He's a Sharks' normal everyday catcher and pitcher.
Yeah, he's come out in several relief appearances.
Done very, very well.
I believe one start. And there's a ground ball that gets through for a single to left center field. So leadoff single for the Sharks.
I love the approach, right? He's not trying to do too much. He's just taking what they're giving him and going with it. Very, very well done. Get the leadoff guy on.
Bring up the pitcher, Bryce Huell.
Well, this gives Coach Garofano a number of different options to see what he's going to do here.
That's upstairs, ball one.
Oak's got an interesting delivery. He kind of wraps his hand behind his head.
And a check on the runner at first. Back in plenty of time. McMurdo, as you mentioned, usually catches, so he's not usually on the bases running because they run for the catcher. But when you're the DH, got to run those bases.
I'm sure it's good to be able to stretch his legs out for a change.
Huell gets ahead in the count, 2-0. And there's a ground ball and missed by the third baseman who was charging. So that'll go down as a single. Runners on first and second with nobody out.
Yeah, I mean, it's hops like that just aren't fair to the third baseman. That ball had so much overspin on it, made it very, very difficult for him. And so he's just trying to pick his hop as he's charging forward on it.
Charging in, he's looking straight at the sun that's setting.
100%.
Huell has a pinch runner. I believe that might be Wilkie.
Wilkie's another call-up. He's had a phenomenal freshman year, and so he got the honor of a late call-up.
And there's a
he
shot to
smoked
left
that.
center, but they're playing right there to Kraswinski was there perfectly. And that'll go as a line out.
He hit that on the barrel.
Brings up the center fielder, Jackson Hoyt. He pitched last night at Land O'Lakes. I saw about 5 scouts there with radar guns. He topped out, I believe, at 92 last night. Breaking ball in there for a called strike.
Yeah, Hoyt's a Florida Gators commit.
Swinging and miss on the Brad. I think he got a piece of it, actually, so we'll call that a foul ball. Jumps ahead of Hoyt, 0-2.
He'll join another Spring Hill resident.
Outside.
Nico Janssens, who went to school and played youth ball here. He's a freshman currently at Florida, so Janssens and Hoyt are going to be a great 1-2 punch.
1-2 pitch on the way and fouled off. Good job to stay alive. Yeah, Jansen's already had a couple of relief appearances. So he's getting his feet wet early.
Yeah, these kids are just such hard workers.
So 1-2, 1 out. Runners on first and second for the Sharks. We're in the bottom of the second. And that ball got away.
Yeah, he got his hand under the ball, so he wasn't able to get on top and create the spin, so it just hung on him.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Infield pretty much at normal depth. Third's a little in. Looking to turn 2. And this is high and away. So Hoyt battles back after being down 0-2 to make it a full count.
From the games I've seen this season, he's very, very patient at the plate. He's going to make you throw strikes.
Marsick runs out to talk to Logue, give him a little break, talk about how they're going to approach this payoff pitch.
Well, the runner on second, I think, is very, very wise. You don't want anybody tipping pitches just in case. You never know.
So full count, 1 out. And he hits the curveball back to center field, still tracking back and caught. So a long fly out for Hoyt.
Yeah, it's probably a good 340, but the fence is 350.
Zerwinski kept backing up, but he had enough room. That's
He
going to bring
roasted.
up second baseman Garrick Wagner.
Yeah, he roasted that one.
So after getting the first 2 on, Sharks find themselves with 2 outs.
And 2 outs on 2 very well hit balls.
And there's a ground ball to the first baseman. He's there, and Wilson will step on the plate for the 3rd out. The Sharks get a couple hits, but after 2, it's Lecanto 2, the Sharks 0. We'll be right back on the Gulf Coast Sports Network. Welcome back to Nature Coast, where the Sharks are playing Lecanto. Lecanto currently has a 2-0 lead as we go to the top of the 3rd inning. Back to the top of the order, center fielder number 7, Dylan Zerwinski, will lead it off. He's 0 for 1 with a fly out.
Hill's been pretty efficient so far, John. I think he's up to, about 35 pitches he starts the inning.
Yeah, not a bad place to be going into the 3rd inning. Had a very quick first inning. And that breaking ball is pulled down the left field line, foul. And outside fastball fouled off to the right side. They'll make the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Breaking ball misses. One-two pitch. Look out. And there's a line drive. Actually, it's going to bounce. Wright comes up with it across to Van Cleve, and not in time. So that'll be an infield single for Zerwinski. I bring up the second baseman, Garrett Pitzer.
That was a tough play for Wright because the ball was kind of in no man's land. It came off the bat as a liner, but then it just kind of died.
Looks like he hit him a changeup. Big lead. Squares around a bunt, pulls back.
I like the leads that Lecanto's getting. It's much closer to traditional 12-foot. Nature Coast has been very, very conservative on the bases, averaging probably somewhere around 8. Difficult to steal bases when you're not getting off of one.
1-0 pitch, fastball fouled off.
Great pitch, great location.
Pretty decent lead at first.
He's leaning on the front leg. Nope.
And squares around a bunt. Snap throw behind. He's back in time.
Nice effort by Keimer.
And I think he called that a ball. He did, so that'll put the count at 2-1.
I'm glad you're keeping that, John. I'm too involved in. I always miss those.
Long pause. And there's the bunt. He gets it down. A beautiful bunt. That'll go 1-3 in the book. Moves the run up. Or the runner up, I should say. So fielder's choice.
Gotta love it. Lecanto's playing some blue collar baseball tonight. They came here to get it done.
It's going to bring up the shortstop, Ryder Pollard. 0 for 1 tonight with a flyout. So 1 out, runner in scoring position again for Lecanto. And fouled straight back. We'll say this, Lecanto's come out aggressive at the plate.
Absolutely. They're attacking those fastballs early.
Nice breaking ball in the corner, called strike 2.
Outstanding location. Great plate discipline on the part of the batter. Runner's breaking.
Fouled off. Got a pretty good jump off
He
of
did.
Huel.
Great read. Huel was very, very locked in on what was going on at the plate, and he wasn't honoring the runner at second. You could tell the runner was starting to work it a little bit, just getting a little more, and he was learning the move. He had a terrific read there.
No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, runner on second. We're in the top of the 3rd inning. Lecanto 2, the Sharks 0. And nice breaking ball straight up. It's like Cody Wright, that shortstop call, makes the call, and there's 2 down. Bring up the third baseman, Braden Ungst. He's 0 for 1 with the flyout.
To his credit, Wright covers a lot of real estate.
And that's hit down the right field line. Should get foul. It does. DeAngelis was hustling over to that ball.
I love that thought. He went hard fastball in early. I feel like the batter wasn't expecting that, and he just kind of reacted and hit it off the handle. Great pitch.
Field takes a long look at second. Breaking ball off the plate.
I love that. You know, you're always trying to teach your pitchers to vary their tempo to the plate and their timing. Give the runners different looks. Don't let them count you off.
Fastball, swing and a miss.
If I count you off, I mean that a lot of pitchers get into a repetitive rhythm. So they'll be like 1,001, 1,002, 1,003 and go to the plate every time. So after a while, the runners will start to count that cadence in their head.
1-2 pitch. Breaking ball, strike three. Swing.
Big deuce. Nice pitch.
No runs off a hit. We played 2.5. Lecanto leads 2-0. You're watching the Gulf Coast Sports Network.
Certainly, I'm an avid golfer. Been, golf usually weekly. Play a lot with my wife.
With the repetitive motion, as you know, with a lot of golfers, it's an unnatural motion that you put your body through.
After suffering for years with shoulder pain, Mike chose stem cell therapy as an alternative to surgery.
I'm just excited because patients that have been in pain for years that are now doing the things that they want to do, and Mike's just going to be adding to that list.
Call Aligned Integrative Medicine for exam and x-rays to see if you qualify for stem cell treatment.
When you play football, you develop this mentality that, you can withstand anything. You're Mr. Tough Guy. So years I had been battling. I was just excited to finally meet someone who knew what I was going through, who saw my pain, to think that in a matter of one treatment, and it got better and better as I began to get treatments throughout the month. Why would you deal with this pain for another day?
All right, we're going to go to the bottom of the third inning. Leading off for the Sharks is Cody Wright. He's the ninth batter in the order, so the Sharks will turn over and go back to the top. Canto leads 2-0.
We're about almost midway through the game, John. It's going to be interesting to see if the coaches start to get a little more creative, start to try and manufacture some things here.
So Wright steps in, first time tonight. And fastball fouled off. Breaking ball drops in for strike two.
It's a great pitcher's pitch.
The ball's put into play over to Pitzer. Makes the play to Wilson at first for the first out of the inning.
Great pitcher sequence. He worked him way each time.
Bring up the leadoff batter for the Sharks, the third baseman, Aiden O'Nolan. He flied out his first at bat. Nice breaking ball. Actually misses.
Yeah, I was surprised.
The Sharks go work on the second time through the order. Let's see how they respond to Logue. There's a fastball fouled straight back.
He just missed that one.
Yeah. Logue has shown it 34 pitches coming to the bottom of the third. Breaking ball misses.
He spun the heck out of that.
Yeah, he's got a lot of break. I mean, it's a pretty sharp late break. And there's a breaking ball hit.
Right through the hole.
Right through the 5-6 hole. So a single for O'Nolan. And I'll bring up the right fielder, Mario DeAngelis. He's 0 for 1 with the ground out. And that ball's pulled, actually right to the second baseman.
He dropped it.
Bobbled it. He still calls him out.
That was a tough call.
Bring up Joey Van Cleve. Even if he did drop it, it would have been an easy play to toss it to second.
Yeah.
Not much you could do about that. Bring up Joey Van Cleve. He's 1 for 1. A single. Slater caught stealing it at second.
And he gave up running too, so that would have put a double play in order. But there's 2 outs now, so.
Oh, a back pick. Not in time. So
Marsick's always. Go ahead.
Van Cleve's up with 2 outs, a runner on first. Sharks would love to get something going. And there's a roller to the second baseman. Flips it to second. I don't think that's in time. It's not.
I agree. Yep. Nice job. He got a good break off the bat.
And with 2 outs, that'll bring up Brady McMurdo.
That was the guy you want at the plate in this situation.
He's 1 for 1 with a base hit. Single. Breaking ball misses down. A base hit here with 2 outs should score a run.
Yeah. He's having a great season at the plate. Logue's going to have to be careful feeding him any fastballs over the plate.
Good speed on the bases. And a pickoff play, fake. And that ball is going to be hit out to right center field, pretty deep. And right at the fence, off the fence. McMurdo's going to come in with a 2 RBI double.
And just like that, we're tied.
That ball almost got out of here.
I thought the way it was carrying that it was out.
Yeah, it looks like it hit the base of the fence, but that ball did have a lot of carry on it. And Nature Coast ties up the game just like that. One swing of the bat.
Well, the Sharks had two Corvettes on the base path, so they just opened the throttle. Scored easily.
I'll bring up Bryce Huell. And there's a poke to the shortstop, Pollard, who makes a nice catch for the final out of the inning. But not before Nature Coast comes through to tie it up. They had 3 hits that inning, so after 3, it's tied at 2. We'll be right back on the Gulf Coast Sports Network.
Hey there! Have you heard about Ron Schuster Pest Control? They've been serving the Nature Coast since 1983 and are experts in keeping your home and lawn pest-free. Give them a call at 352-683-4003 to schedule your appointment. Remember, when it comes to lawn treatments, the grass is always greener at Ron Schuster Pest Control.
Welcome back. We're going to go to the top of the 4th. Oh, we have a new pitcher.
33.
33. So Bryce Huell's night is done on the mound. And that's going to bring in Mario DeAngelis. He's already in the game.
Yep.
So that'll close the book on Huel. Huel had 2 runs, 1 strikeout in 3 innings pitched. And he'll leave the game with a no decision because it's tied up right now. The Sharks bring in the lefty, DeAngelis.
Now we got to figure out the Chinese checkers where everyone went.
Tommy Wilson will step in for Lecanto.
So it looks like O'Nolan went to right. Huel went to second base. His traditional home.
And off-speed pitch in there for a called strike.
Big Barry Zito curveball.
So lefty-lefty matchup. Swing and a miss on the fastball off the plate.
He's showing great poise for a young man.
Gets ahead of Wilson 0-2. That'll miss high.
Yep, didn't quite finish that.
So the bats have come alive for both teams. Just missed.
It was a good pitch. Oh,
Evens the count.
I'm curious what we're going to see here this next pitch.
Fastball swing and a miss, strike 3.
Nice job. He elevated fastball in. Very nice.
I'll bring up the pitcher, David Logue. He's 1 for 1 tonight. Called strike.
Nice pitch. Put it right on the bottom of the zone, right down the middle.
See, the sun is now set. You can see the lights are starting to have an effect on the game. And that's foul ball. Came off the bat really funny.
I just love night games under the lights. As the lights are starting to take effect on the field, it reminds you of Field of Dreams a bit.
Swing and a miss. They'll tag him as it hit the dirt.
Wow, that was a big pitch there.
So DeAngelis comes in and gets 2 quick outs.
He's keeping everybody off balance.
Bring up the catcher, Marsick, who's having a good night defensively and at the plate. He's 1 for 1 with a double and an RBI.
This young man's very, very versatile.
There's a discussion going on with the Lecanto coach and the umpire. Now the umpire's going to coach Garofano. Not sure what they're discussing.
Probably wondering what they're going to get at Glory Days after the game.
Talking about Glory Days, we will have our Glory Days player of the game. Rick has that task of picking somebody out for that.
Yeah, wish me luck. That is it's just so hard every week. Absolutely. Please support our sponsors. Glory Days has been a long time, very loyal sponsor for our broadcast, and we appreciate that.
Called strike 1.
Yes.
And that started high and stayed up there. Evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, he got his fingers behind that. He wasn't able to pull it down, get the spin. Good matchup here, though. Lefty-lefty.
Ball misses off the plate.
Great strike zone awareness.
2-1 pitch. And he pulls it over to Van Cleve at first to make the play in time. And just like that, the inning is over. So we played 3.5. No runs, no hits that inning. The game's tied at 2. We'll be back on the Gulf Coast Sports Network.
Preparing for that next step in life isn't always easy. At Nautilus Financial Group, our combination of experience, professionalism, and access to a wide variety of products and services to help meet all of your financial goals. For a new level of attention, insight, and capability, contact the trusted team at Nautilus Financial Group.
Welcome back to Nature Coast Technical High School. We're in the bottom of the 4th, where the game's tied at 2. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Share it with your friends and family. We appreciate the support. As we mentioned in the top half of the inning, we appreciate Glory Days. Continue to show their sponsorship of youth sports. Immediately after the game, we'll be announcing the Glory Days player of the game.
Well, Logue's starting the top of the frame here. He's at 42 pitches. So, again, he's also been very, very economical.
For the Sharks, left fielder Beckett Monroe steps in. He's 0 for 1. Lined out.
He crushed it.
And fastball taken towards the right field line. Long run, and that's a fair ball. I mean, that was Hendrickson had a long run. He was playing him more towards center than towards the line. As a result, he couldn't get to that ball, but good effort.
Phenomenal range he showed there.
So that'll bring up the center fielder, Jackson Hoyt. He's 0 for 1 tonight.
Yeah. That'll be interesting here. Monroe's a very, very astute base runner, so we'll see if we start him in motion here with Hoyt.
Breaking ball misses. Looked pretty good.
Monroe's getting fantastic secondaries.
Yeah, look for him to go in motion soon. And a pickoff play back in plenty of time.
Always does a great job of reading pitchers.
And that hits him in the box. Foul ball. Wind's picked up now. It's blowing left to right. That came out of nowhere. And the runner goes. No, he fakes it. Called strike. Had me fooled for a second there.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure McMurdo wishes that wind was blowing about 10 minutes ago. That ball.
Without a doubt.
1-2 pitch, breaking ball, fouled off, should get out of play down the left field line.
Yeah,
I mean, that wind was nothing all night, and just in the last 2 minutes, it started picking up pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know if you can pick it up from our home plate camera, but it's really, really buffeting.
Big swing and a miss by Hoyt, strike 3. Hoyt was trying to hit that one to the moon.
Yeah, without a doubt. He had an intention behind that.
And with one out, that'll bring up the second baseman, Garrett Wagner, I don't know if he's at second base anymore, but we'll try to update. And that misses high.
Great take. Same pitch as the last one, same spot. Great riding fastball right in on the hands.
Now that would shift around and it's blowing almost straight out to center field. Pickoff play.
Monroe's back easily.
And a bunt that's popped up foul. Get that barrel up above your hands.
Very common mistake with younger batters. When they try and bunt the ball, they want to drop the barrel, which induces a pop-up.
So 1-1 runner on first, 1 out. In the bottom of the fourth in a pickoff play, not much of a lead. Called strike. Pretty good pitch. So Wagner's behind in the count, 1-2. And a ground ball. Diving
Gets
is
through.
Wilson. It gets through for a single. And the Sharks now have runners at first and second with 1 out. For Cody Wright will be the batter.
Well, the Sharks benefited there because the first baseman was tied up holding the runner. If nobody's on, he's playing normal depth. It's an easy out. So
With Cody Wright coming up, he's got a lot of speed. I'm curious to see if he lays down a bunt.
Got to thank good fortune there for the Sharks.
Corners are in.
It's be interesting, Speedy Wright, and then after Wright comes the top of the lineup with O'Nolan.
It's definitely a good situation to bunt. We'll see what happens. Third baseman moves back now. First baseman moves back. That ball misses low and away.
Interestingly, third baseman stayed even with the baseline. First baseman ended up creeping up as the pitcher was going to the plate.
He moved up to the grass. He did not show bunt. And that's upstairs, ball 2.
This is what I love about baseball. It's just the chess match within the chess match.
Wright's ahead 2-0. I sit on fastball here. And back pick to second, not in time. Two-0 pitch. He steps off.
Oh, they have to keep an eye on Monroe because he has one of the best walk-off steals.
And there's the fastball in the outside corner. Wright's still ahead in the count.
He's got to be mindful of that.
Oh, and that hit him.
Okay, well, that's better than a bunt. Unless you're right.
Well, the bases are full.
That's the one thing I don't miss from my playing days. Never forget my very first at bat ever, I got hit by a pitch. Like, welcome to baseball, kid.
Top of the order for the Sharks. Third baseman Aiden O'Nolan. 1 out. He's 1 for 2 today. Big chance for him here to knock in a few runs. And that's fouled straight back. So dangerous situation for Lecanto.
Even though he fouled it straight back, I kind of feel like O'Nolan was fooled by that pitch.
Breaking ball, and third baseman charging in. They get to
4.
play it. It's actually going to be a double play, 5-2 to 3.
Okay, third base coach Garofano's looking for an appeal here.
Okay, we'll stay right here and see what they say. And looks like
the call stands.
all right, so kind of an awkward end to the inning, but either way, we've played 4. Ichikos has 8 hits. Lecanto's 4, and the game's tied at 2. We'll be right back on Gulf Coast Sports Network.
Preparing for that next step in life isn't always easy. At Nautilus Financial Group, our combination of experience, professionalism, and access to a wide variety of products and services to help meet all of your financial goals. For a new level of attention, insight, and capability, contact the trusted team at Nautilus Financial Group.
When you play football, you develop this mentality that, you can withstand anything. You're Mr. Tough Guy. So years I had been battling. I was just excited to finally meet someone who knew what I was going through, who saw my pain, to think that in a matter of one treatment, and it got better and better as I began to get treatments throughout the month. Why would you deal with this pain for another day?
All right, welcome back. Trey Hendrickson will lead it off for Lecanto in the top of the 5th. This game's moving along at a pretty good clip. Just over an hour. Fouled off to the right side. The 12 hits in this game, and it's still moving pretty quick. Breaking ball upstairs. Same spot, ball 2.
Hendrickson wanted that one.
Oh, look out. Ball runs in. 3-1. Hendrickson's probably sitting on a fastball. There it is, called strike 2. Payoff pitch, misses down for a walk.
I noticed DeAngelis, when he's throwing the breaking ball, he's releasing it and he's standing much more upright. And then the fastball, he's finishing, so he's bent at the waist a lot more.
Let's bring up Pitzer. And a nice little quick move there to first base. And there's a bunt straight back.
Good opportunity with that, but he's got the bat right in on his body. You need to get the bat extended out front where you can see the ball and see the bat at the same time. When I teach that, I use the analogy of somebody shooting pool. You want to get down behind the ball where you can see the stick and the ball.
And squares the bunt, pulls it back on an up and in pitch.
Same situation. So Wagner came crashing on that, but the way he had the bat angled, I think he's looking to push it up the first base side. Usually they're going first base. Yeah.
And curveball fouled off the first base side.
He almost got a swinging bunt there, John.
Yeah. 1-2. And that's called strike 3 on the outside corner.
Great pitcher's pitch.
Bring up the center fielder, Dylan Zerwinski. He's the leadoff batter. He's 1 for 2.
One down, still runner on first.
Breaking ball in for a called strike.
Nice job. Way to drop that in there. That was quite impressive.
Van Cleef's holding on the runner, so pretty much the corners are in. Middle's playing for 2. Breaking ball, ground ball to shortstop, right up with it. Goes to second for the out. It's actually a good idea. So the fielder's choice. It's a put out at second.
What I love there is Wright just did a tremendous job. Number one, picking it up right off the bat, but number two, he circled the ball when he was fielding it, so he created a great angle to make the throw to second base.
I'll bring up Garrett Pitzer, 0 for 2.
Very high level play there.
Now a little mound conference. Keimer and DeAngelis. Wonder if they're talking about the runner at first.
Probably good idea. I believe that DeAngelis and Keimer are both sophomores. Gotta love that.
Quick throw to first.
Now, if DeAngelis is smart, he's going to spend as much time as he can with Hoyt. Hoyt's got some of the best left-handed moves in the entire state of Florida.
Ball misses outside. It's a pretty good lead off the lefty, especially.
Yeah.
Breaking ball in for a called strike.
Famous Cubs base running instructor Kevin Graber, he teaches to take the same lead, and then against the lefty you just jab step back and then make sure he's going to the plate.
Ball misses low.
Nice stop by Keimer.
So 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runner on first. We're in the top of the 5th. Tie ball game. 2 apiece. I would think at some time he's going to go. He's got an aggressive lead.
Right now.
He goes. And there's a called strike. Throws not in time. So he takes the strike to allow the base runner to move up. 2 balls, 2 strikes, runner on second. Lecanto knows the importance of that run because that would give them the lead.
You got a tremendous read off the pitcher, too. Runner going again.
And he goes to third. And it's not in time.
Oh, I love aggressive base running. Kudos.
Now that pass ball gives him an opportunity. I don't really like stealing third with 2 outs because usually a single you're going to score anyway. But it worked out. And that was ball 4. So put runners at the corners. And Ryan Pollard steps to the plate, 0 for 2. Aggressive lead at first. Breaking ball off the plate, ball 1.
Well, let's see what Nature Coast decides to do here defensively. Pollard 3-man in the lineup, so
Breaking ball misses up. So action in the Sharks bullpen. And I believe that's Wilkie warming up. Misses down. So 3-0 for Wilkie. If he does come in the game, it'll be his first varsity relief appearance for pitching. He did get a half inning last night at second base, as well as pinch run. Runner goes, and there's a called strike. They're trying to cut down the run at home, and they did. So that'll work for the third out. The second baseman came crashing in, cut down the throw, and they record the third out. We played 4.5. We're still tied at 2. We'll be right back on the Gulf Coast Sports Network.
My name is Tom Roselli. I served in the U.S. Navy 65 to 69. Through all the turmoil and stress battling with the VA, I've come to learn that certain organizations have their hands tied and can only proceed so far, whereas Attorney Chris Chambers has the experience and the ability to dig into the files and get the results that got me my 100%. Tremendous job in helping veterans.
Hey there! Have you heard about Ron Schuster Pest Control? They've been serving the Nature Coast since 1983 and are experts in keeping your home and lawn pest-free. Give them a call at 352-683-4003 to schedule your appointment. Remember, when it comes to lawn treatments, the grass is always greener at Ron Schuster Pest Control.
Welcome back to the broadcast. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. It's been a great game to this point, 2-2. Logue's still the pitcher record for Lecanto. Sharks are already in their bullpen.
it's like Logue's starting the frame with 58 pitches.
Right fielder Mario DeAngelis steps in. He's 0 for 2. No action in the Lecanto pen. So a ground out and a fly out for DeAngelis. It's his third at bat. And he grounds one over to Pitzer, over to Wilson in time for the first out. One pitch, one out. We'll bring up the first baseman, Joey Van Cleve. Van Cleve's 2 for 2 tonight. So the senior lefty steps in. Breaking ball catches the outside corner.
Oh, tough luck. I felt like that was up in the zone, but I'm not behind the plate.
And there's a grounder to the short in time across, and that's the first out.
You got him just by a step.
I'll bring up McMurdo. He's 2 for 2 tonight with 2 RBIs. He had a single and a double that scored the 2 runs. Had that hit off the bottom of the fence a few innings ago. And breaking ball misses upstairs.
Yeah, you could tell he got his hand under the ball that time. He wasn't able to pull it down.
An inside pitch pulls it down the third baseline, foul.
That was a nice fastball. Did you notice that thing just popped off his hand?
Apologize, our center field camera is bogging down on us. And there's a curveball. McMurdo goes down and gets it to right field.
That's down.
And that's
That's
going to be
down.
down for a single. So that will put McMurdo at 3 for 3. And with 2 outs, the Sharks have a runner aboard for Bryce Huell.
Interesting to see what they do here. See if we get a sac bunt.
Well, 2 outs.
2 outs,
Yeah.
yeah. Sorry, the first 2 outs are so quick.
Yeah, it was extremely quick.
Doggone. That's embarrassing.
Breaking ball pulled down third baseline. Put the count at 0-2.
Yep.
2 outs, runner on first. Still tied up. It's been that way since the 3rd inning. And a fastball is going to be popped to shallow right center.
That might be trouble.
And
Nope.
actually, Pitzer goes out and makes a nice play.
Pitzer's had a great night defensively.
Oh, we played 5. 4 hits for Lecanto, 9 for the Sharks, but the score's tied at 2. We'll be back on the Gulf Coast Sports Network.
Certainly, I'm an avid golfer. Been, golf usually weekly. Play a lot with my wife.
With the repetitive motion, as you know, with a lot of golfers, it's an unnatural motion that you put your body through.
After suffering for years with shoulder pain, Mike chose stem cell therapy as an alternative to surgery.
I'm just excited because patients that have been in pain for years that are now doing the things that they want to do. And Mike's just going to be adding to that list.
Call Aligned Integrative Medicine for exam and x-rays to see if you qualify for stem cell treatment.
When you play football, you develop this mentality that, you can withstand anything. You're Mr. Tough Guy. So years I had been battling. I was just excited to finally meet someone who knew what I was going through, who saw my pain, to think that in a matter of one treatment, and it got better and better as I began to get treatments throughout the month. Why would you deal with this pain for another day?
So shortstop Ryder Pollard will start off the inning for Lecanto. That ball's going to be popped up. The right field side foul. Should be room for Van Cleve. There is. And 1 pitch, 1 out.
I have to chuckle, because Van Cleve spent most of his life in center field, so anything in the air is routine for him.
I'll bring up the third baseman, Braden Ongst.
Automatic.
He's 0 for 2. Fly out in a K. Ball's outside for ball 1. Fastball must have been just a little up.
I have no idea where that missed.
Brings the count to 2-0. That's going to be fouled off. So now Lecanto has some work in the bullpen. Nature Coast does not. This game will probably come down to the bullpens. Ball misses outside.
Yeah, that was well off the plate.
For DeAngelis, this will be pitch number 40 coming up. I think you'll see that bullpen get going. And that's fouled straight back out of play. Really good at bat here by Ongst. He's got a full count.
He's a well-built, solid young man. If he gets a hold of one, I think he could really do some damage with it.
And that's going to miss downstairs, ball 4. So 1 out, walk. It's going to bring up the first baseman, number 3, Tommy Wilson.
Well, it's an interesting contrast here. You know, Nature Coast last several innings, they've really been going after that first pitch. You're not seeing much, and they're not getting the outcomes they want. Lecanto's been very patient.
Up and away, ball 1. Wilson 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout.
Talking to Georgia Tech coach Danny Hall one time, and he said that their goal is to see 5 pitches per at bat.
Up and out, ball 2.
He said that if they can see at least 5 pitches in an at bat, their on base percentage goes through the roof.
That pitch got Coach Garafano's attention. He said something down the line there. And that's going to be a slow roll to third, over to second. That's going to go to the outfield. There'll be a reach on air. They're trying to go 5-4. I bring up the pitcher, David Logue.
Wagner did a nice job, I mean, you know, handling the hop, but when he ended up making the throw, he made the throw off his left leg, and it caused him to sail, so he just threw it across his body, and it carried it to the outfield. All right, we've got a pinch hitter here. Is it? Or a runner?
I think it might be a pinch runner.
Yeah.
So Logue's the batter. And there's a ground ball to Huel at second. Flip over to shortstop in time for the out. So it goes a fielder's choice.
Nice job, Huel. Made sure the out was looking for another one. He saw he had nothing at first base, and the runner at third was lingering off, so he wanted to make sure he kept him short. Great heads-up play.
Brendan Marsick. He is 1 for 2 with an RBI.
This is a great opportunity for a young man.
So D'Angelo's trying to work out of a little bit of a jam. 2 outs, runners on first and second. Oh, and they got
the runner
off.
picked.
They're going to try to score the run. And now we got to play at the plate. That works out for the Sharks for the 3rd out of the inning. So base running mistake gets the Sharks out of trouble. We played 5.5. Score's tied at 2. We'll be right back on the Gulf Coast Sports Network.
One of the reasons we've been so successful at Divinity Med Spa is because we understand what people are looking for. They want to look rested, refreshed, good for their age. We can accomplish this by treatments such as Botox, filler, lasers, and an array of facials, all by a team of trusted experts. This is Divinity, Hernando County's only locally owned and operated med spa. Come see us. We can't wait to meet you.
Welcome back. We're going to go to the bottom of the sixth. Kind of a bizarre ending to the top of the sixth where Lecanto, I think they're trying to do the pickle at first and second, and the runner at third to get him home before they got that runner out, but it didn't work out that way, and the Sharks made a heads-up play at the plate. But I get it. You're trying to get that lead run home, manufacture something.
Yeah, we call that two long throws. So the idea is that when the runner gets into a rundown, in other words, he gets a larger lead, so they throw the pickoff, but then the runner at third is supposed to break as soon as the first baseman releases it, and the runner did not do that, so he was late, so he got caught in no man's land pretty easily.
I'll bring up Beckett Monroe for the Sharks. He's 1 for 2, single, also lined out.
And which Garofano would love to get him on base.
Our scoreboard says 3-2, but it's tied. It's 2-2.
I'm trying to find the bottle of whiteout, John.
There's a chopper foul.
So 3 at bats for Monroe, and he's going after first pitch all 3 times. So we used to chart that, and we'd make notes for first pitch hitters.
Swing and a miss on the breaking ball.
Now he's in a hole.
Kind of interesting. Both bullpens are empty.
Yeah. Well, it's the end of a long week. They've both been busy.
And that is fouled off.
Monroe's getting over top of each pitch.
That's pitch number 70 for Logue. And a breaking ball hits him in the box. Foul. Oh, 0-2 pitch. And there's a line drive to center. And right to the center fielder.
He crushed that.
That was Zerwinski that made the catch.
Zerwinski's quietly had quite a night so far. He's made some big catches at the fence and also stolen a couple of bases.
Hoyt enters the night 0 for 2 with a flyout and a K. And there's a breaking ball in there for a called strike 1.
The wind's blown straight out.
Comes right back to the breaking ball, called strike 2. White was actually asking for time before that pitch, and it wasn't granted. And that ball runs well off the plate. See if he comes right back to the breaking ball.
Yeah, flag's blown straight out, so if he gets anything in the air, that might have a chance.
He goes fastball, swing and a miss.
Yep, same as last at bat, he elevated the fastball in his hands.
So quickly there's 2 outs, and that's going to bring up Garrett Wagner. He's 1 for 2. Got a single and a ground out. Sharks are in the bottom of the order. Wagner's the 8 batter. Cody right on deck. Breaking ball just misses outside.
Oh, that was a great pitch.
Lowe's called strike.
Fastball on the bottom.
Back to the breaking ball, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. This will be pitch 80 for Logue. And that'll miss outside. 3-1. And that is right down the middle, called strike 2.
That's the best pitch he's going to see the whole sequence.
It's a payoff pitch. And that's fouled out. They'll do it again. And called strike 3 on the outside corner.
Oh no. Oh, tough luck there.
Go through 6 innings. Scoreboard's wrong. It's 2-2. We'll be back for the 7th inning on the Gulf Coast Sports Network.
Preparing for that next step in life isn't always easy. At Nautilus Financial Group, our combination of experience, professionalism, and access to a wide variety of products and services to help meet all of your financial goals. For a new level of attention, insight, and capability, contact the trusted team at Nautilus Financial Group.
All right, we'll go to the 7th inning.
Got a great matchup here, lefty-lefty with the leadoff.
Bring up the catcher, Marsick. Breaking ball just missed. And there's a pop fly out of play. We're not sure what happened to the scoreboard. Now it's showing 2 to -2. The score is 2-2.
I guess they ran the bases backwards.
Just missed.
Yeah. Breaking ball finished just a bit too low.
Sharks bullpen busy. Got 2 pitchers warming up. And ball 3.
He's having fantastic at bat here.
Swing and a miss. Runs the count full. And there's a high fly ball to right field. Shallow. Oh, it's dropped.
It's down. It's down.
So Marsick will reach on an error and gets all the way to second base. And that's going to get Coach Garofano to come out for a mound visit. We'll take a short break. We'll be right back on the Gulf Coast Sports Network.
Hey there! Have you heard about Ron Schuster Pest Control? They've been serving the Nature Coast since 1983 and are experts in keeping your home and lawn pest-free. Give them a call at 352-683-4003 to schedule your appointment. Remember, when it comes to lawn treatments, the grass is always greener at Ron Schuster Pest Control.
Yep. 18 for 33.
All right, we're back. Pitching change for the Sharks. The freshman Will Wilkie on the bump. First time on varsity. Pitching, anyways. I've watched him for the past several years pitch, and he's definitely earned his way to this moment. He's going to come in the game with nobody out, a runner on second in a tie game. Batter will be Trey Hendrickson. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
When you play football, you develop this mentality that, you can withstand anything. You're Mr. Tough Guy. So years I had been battling. I was just excited to finally meet someone who knew what I was going through, who saw my pain, to think that in a matter of one treatment, and it got better and better as I began to get treatments throughout the month. Why would you deal with this pain for another day?
All right, welcome back. We'll reset things. We're in the top of the seventh. No outs. Lecanto's got a runner on second. Will Wilkie enters the game. The batter will be the right fielder, Trey Hendrickson. He'll be working to 8, 9, and 1 in the lineup.
I just love these games where the younger players get a chance to come up and really get some varsity experience. I feel like it always makes the team deeper as they go into the playoff.
Wilkie's a freshman. He's about 6'1".
He's had a terrific freshman season.
And a back to start. He's back in time.
And Nature Coast tried the merry-go-round where they have the shortstop circle the runner, try and decoy him. Second base slips in behind. It's unsuccessful.
And squares the bunt. Looks like he offered. They're going to say he didn't go.
I'm going to disagree with that one. Great location, though. We always try and teach our pitchers when batter swings to bunt, we like to go upstairs because greater percentage chance of them popping up.
Corners in. Puts a bunt down the third baseline. They're going to go to third for the out, and they call him safe. They had to make the tag. It wasn't a force out, and they were unable to. So that'll go down as an infield single. And now there's runners at first and third.
It was good execution on the Sharks' part. They had the shortstop rotating. Wagner did a nice job pouncing on it. Reverse pivot and made a nice, accurate throw, but just missed him. Marsick was right under the tag.
Bring up pitcher. He's 0 for 2. And misses upstairs.
Well, no outs. Squeeze is definitely a possibility.
So the go-ahead run's 90 feet away. And a breaking ball hits him. And that'll load up the bases for Lecanto.
It's not always a bad thing. Sets up a force anywhere.
And for Lecanto, they go back to the top of the order with Zerwinski. He's 1 for 3 with a walk. Fastball misses up. The Sharks are playing in for cut down the run at the plate.
Great stop by Keimer there. If that gets away.
And a balk has been called. So no pitch. It's 2-0. So what happened there is if you're on the pitcher's plate and the ball drops out of your hand, it's considered a balk, and that's what happened. Misses off the plate. Runs the count 3-0.
Yeah, now first base is open. So the Sharks don't have a force at the plate.
And that's right down the middle for a called strike.
Great fastball, great location. See if they continue to work away, see if they can get the batter to roll over a ground ball.
And there's a shot to left center. And that's going to bounce up on the fence. 1 run's in, 2 runs are in. And that's going to be a stand-up double for Zerwinski. And it's now 5-2 Lecanto. And Coach Garofano's out of the dugout. So we'll have a pitching change. I believe that is Patterson on the mound. Is that number 2? Can you see? Yes, it is. So Jackson Patterson will become the pitcher.
Patterson's
So runners on second and third, still nobody out. Patterson warming up. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Reasons we've been so successful at Divinity Med
Sorry
Spa
about that.
is because we understand what people are looking for. They want to look good for their age. We can
probably a
accomplish
comment
this
that
by
shouldn't have gone
treatments
anyway.
such as Botox,
gonna-
filler, lasers, and an array of facials. Hernando County's only locally owned and operated med spa. Come see us.
Ooh,
All right, welcome back.
that was a
Wind's
nice
picked
tight,
up.
it was a nice tight breaking ball his last pitch.
So once again, we're in the top of the 7th. Runners on second and third. Nobody out for Lecanto. They've plated 3 runs this inning. They lead 5-2.
I really like that breaking ball. That may be his money pitch right here. See if he can induce a ground ball.
I'm not positive, but I believe this may be Patterson's first pitching appearance. He's a sophomore this year.
Had yet another player had a great freshman campaign last year.
So Garrett Pitzer, the batter. And once again, we're ready to play ball. Infield in for the the corners are in for the Sharks. And fastball chopped to short. Across the diamond to first in time for the first out of the inning.
Great play by Wright. Great play. Terrific execution on Pitzer's part, moving the runner up to third. So Now there are 21 different ways that a runner from third can score. So if you're in the chat, let's see if we can list them.
So breaking ball, great stop by Keimer back there.
Keimer's just done a great job behind the plate.
Keep a grab roll for me. I don't know what to do. He's right back there. Let's go grab roll. And breaking ball 2. Here, I'll just call him.
I can get him.
So 2 balls and no strikes. And there's a shot up the middle. Look out. And that'll score a run. So a single by Ryder Pollard. RBI single. I didn't know it did that. And the runner goes. Not in time. Ball gets away. And the count to Onks goes to 0-2.
I tipped my cap to Keimer. He had to handle a breaking ball off the plate and made the throw from his knees and still had made a very close play at second. Pollard, great job, though, getting a great read and a good jump to 2.
0-2 pitch from Patterson. And that's going to be a line drive. It's going to get into center field.
They're holding the runner at third.
Yeah, he held up for a second. So I'll put runners on the corners with 1 out. And now batting the first baseman, Tommy Wilson. He's 0 for 3.
Tell you what, the Lecanto, they found their bats tonight, that's for sure.
Especially here in the 7th inning. Ooh, nice breaking ball. Lecanto put up a couple runs in the 2nd, and then nothing until the 7th when they come back with 4 more. So they lead 6-2. Runners on the corners with only 1 out. Breaking ball misses. And more action in the Sharks bullpen. That misses upstairs. So it looks like Colin Tice warming up in the Sharks bullpen. Pitches right down the middle for a called strike. So 3-1 count. Fouled off the third base side.
It's interesting too here with Lecanto. They have runners on the corners with just one out. Right now they're just trying to continue to pile on the big inning and put up a really crooked number. Not trying to do too much.
And that missed somewhere.
That was a tough call.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. But either way, it's ball 4.
Both teams have had their struggles.
Going to bring up David Logue. Still the pitcher, a record for Lecanto. Nobody warming up their bullpen.
Young man's had a heroic performance on the hill.
So bases loaded, 1 out. Logue 1 for 3 tonight.
In such a fast-paced game with high school baseball.
Yeah, high school baseball's tough. But we'll get it going. The bases are loaded. Still just 1 out. Marsick steps in. He's got a 1 for 3 night. Called strike.
Marsick's in a great position to be a hero here. Bases are loaded with only 1 out.
There's a breaking ball hit over to second to Huell, over to right at second. So it'll be a fielder's choice. They get 1 out. Another run scores.
No, he didn't get the runner. The throw was late. Runner's safe.
Okay, I didn't realize that. Okay.
Yep.
So that's going to go as a reached on error.
Yeah, it was the wrong decision in that situation. I appreciate him trying to be aggressive, but the runner had a good break from first, so he really didn't have much of a chance.
So I have another pitching change. I believe is that?
I haven't seen the number
Colin
yet.
Tice coming in the game for the Sharks.
Interesting delivery, little 3/4 action here.
I just want to verify that number. Pretty sure it's 25. Yes, it is. So we don't have him on our roster, so we're going to put him in as a JV call-up. Tice, Colin Tice. So, and Rick, this is the 3rd game of the week for Nature Coast, and you get in these game situations like this, and it really, you run through a lot of pitching in 3 games, and we're seeing that product now to where they're getting deep into the bullpen. Good opportunity though for some of these younger guys that have been called up.
100%. Obviously, situation dictates a lot of things. If you're jockeying for position or in the standings, that's one consideration. But short of that, I think it's a magnificent idea to bring up your young guys, throw them into the fire, let them get a chance to see who's how they handle it, and season them a bit. I think it's great. It makes your whole team deeper, and that experience is invaluable.
Kudos has to play Hernando twice next week.
Oh my!
All right, so Trey Hendrickson is the batter.
Those will be magnificent games. You can count on it. 2 very, very well coached teams. It's loaded with talent.
And Tice hits a ground ball to short. Cody Wright stops it, but that's all he's able to do. I mean, it's a great play just to knock it down. Probably saves another run. That'll be an infield single, RBI single for Hendrickson. Give Lecanto another run, and they now lead 9-2.
You got to give Wright a lot of credit. He's covered a lot of real estate tonight and made a lot of big plays.
Called strike on the outside corner. So the
Yeah,
bases
interesting.
remain loaded for Lecanto with still just one out.
Interesting with three-quarter deliveries, most of the pitches will end up breaking towards the left side of the plate.
And there's a breaking
That's
ball that's going
down.
to get down to center. Hoyt will get the ball back in. Another run scores off an RBI single. And Lecanto is just hit after hit this inning. It's going to run the score to 10-2. I'll bring up the top of the order for Lecanto. Dylan Zerwinski is 2 for 4. And first pitch called strike on the outside corner.
Zerwinski's a call-up, isn't he, John?
I'm not sure. Called strike 2 outside corner.
Big pitch. Yeah, Zerwinski's the guy that really broke the tie. Been a terror on the base path.
Breaking ball almost hits him.
He's made a couple big plays at center field right at the fence. Young man's having a heck of a night.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bases loaded. And that ball's going to get off the plate. So Logue's been sitting in the dugout for a long time, and he's at 83 pitches. Ball off the plate. So, Rick, I don't know if you bring him back out with this much rest now and this big of a lead.
Yeah, absolutely.
But there is nobody warming up. And that one's pulled down the third base line. Fair. So Zerwinski continues to have a night at the plate. 1 run's in, 2 runs are in. That's going to be a 2 RBI double for Zerwinski.
Wow. Young man has had a night. That's what, at least 4 RBIs, I think?
If not 3, it's 4.
Well, he had 2 the first time.
Yep, and then there's 2
then
more
these
there.
2, yeah.
So give him 4 RBIs. And that puts
Wow.
Lecanto up by 10 with a score 12-2. And there's still just 1 out. Runners are on a second and third.
Young man's been a wrecking crew.
Ball misses off the plate.
Yeah, that's the funny thing with side armors and three-quarters, that you don't, as a batter, you don't have to worry too much about up and down. You're just watching in and out.
And that ball is hit the short right across the first of Van Cleve in time for the second out.
And another RBI.
And an RBI on that. It'll bring the score to 13-2. And Ryan Pollard steps in, 1 for 4 on the night. Foul down the right field line.
I lost that off the bat.
So both games, I mean, this game's not over, but the game earlier in the week was lopsided the other way. I think it was 11-2. This game's 13-2. Lecanto fouled in the box, but this was a really close game until the 7th inning. Sharks still have an at bat left, but they'll be down to their last 3 outs.
It'd be a good test of the firepower we talked about before the game.
And foul back to the right side, 0-2.
But tonight has been all Lecanto.
Give them a lot of credit. I mean, they've really put on a hitting clinic in the 7th inning.
I think
And that ball's pulled down the third baseline foul to the bullpen. I mean, they've been hitting the ball all night, but
I just kind of feel like the biggest difference is the patience at the plate.
yeah.
And these guys are working deep into every single count. They've seen multiple pitchers and they've waited them out and been very selective and gotten the pitch they wanted. And when they went after it, they tattooed it. Nature Coast has gone up with less of an offensive plan, chasing pitches very, very early in the count. They're not seeing pitches, get a good idea, and they're not getting the outcomes they want. But that being said, though, they've also hit some pretty hot shots that have just been at people. So
Yeah, I think this is the fifth pitcher of the night, if my count's right,
yeah,
for Nature Coast. So the 0-2
yeah,
pitch misses
yeah.
down.
I have Huel, DeAngelis, Wilkie, Patterson, and Tice.
Is that 5?
Yep.
So 1-2 count. Strike zone has not expanded. And fouled out of play.
And
So
I
good
have
at bat by Pollard.
I have to say that I am very appreciative of umpires that don't change the strike zone depending on the game situation. That's just, the zone is the zone, the rule book's the rule book.
Yeah, especially once you get to high school, and that ball's popped up, and that's going to be just in play. Thought I might have to make a catch myself on that one. That was that was almost to us.
Yeah, you can't really tell from our screen, but the backstop comes up to a certain height and then it angles in towards the field about 30 degrees or so. And so I think that was going to be a tough one for Keimer as he ranged back, just trying to read if it was going to hit the top or not. So we just restart and next pitch.
1-2 pitch. Oh my. I mean, I guess that missed off the plate a little bit. 2-2.
Yeah, I'm guessing maybe down or in.
Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And fouled off again. So Pollard is not going to go away easy.
Young man's having a great hard blue collar at bat, hard working at bat.
And for Tice, this will be pitch number 20. And once again, it's fouled off. Sharks defense has been on the field for quite some time this inning. Down an umpire. Some pitching changes. It's been a long half inning. And there's called strike 3. So after 6.5, Lecanto puts up 11 runs this inning to take the lead 13-2. We'll be back. All right, welcome back. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th. Loke's still on the mound. He's going to go for the complete game, even with that long layoff. He'll have to face 9-1-2 for the Sharks. Don't forget, conclusion of the game, Rick Ringer will have your Glory Days Player of the Game. He's got his hands full, folks. He's got a lot to choose from. If Lecanto holds on to win this, they're at an offensive explosion in the 7th inning. I mean, just great hitting for the Sharks. The shortstop Cody Wright steps in.
The unfortunate part about being tasked with doing this is that you have multiple players that have making it bid for this thing, and just picking one is so hard. Because no matter what, there's any number of players that very rightfully could end up deserving to win this.
And even can't look past the pitcher. Logues pitched a gem.
Oh, phenomenal outing.
Ball inside. He's going for a complete game. But the offense is probably the storyline to this point. It's, as a team, Lecanto has just been hit after hit.
They've looked unbeatable tonight at the plate.
Oh, look out. That one gets away. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Two one pitch. Misses upstairs. Three one. Swing and a miss. Runs the count full. And fouled out of play. Look out.
Wow.
Actually flinched on that one.
I'm so thankful we have this fence. That lined right back and hit the heavy bar that runs horizontally right in front of our position.
So the count is full to right. Nobody on, nobody out. Bottom of the 7th. 13-2, Lecanto. And that's upstairs, ball 4. Hard to believe after 6 innings this game was tied 2-2.
Isn't that crazy? So it'll be interesting to see what happens here defensively. Sometimes when one team has a big lead, they'll just play, in this situation, they'll play the first baseman back and just play a game of attrition. They'll trade bases for outs. Looks like they're going to hold the runner here.
Bring up Aiden O'Nolan. He's 1 for 3 tonight.
Top of the order.
And he goes after the first pitch, a high drive down the left field line. Fair or foul? He's going to say fair, and he makes the catch at the fence.
Pitcher, amazing effort
Wow.
there. I think he might have dinged up his knee going into the fence there.
Yeah, he ran into the fence as he caught it. I mean, what a great play. He turned one way, back the other. He's running pretty much full speed.
Yeah, he lit the afterburner to get to it. Phenomenal effort on his part. Got to tip your cap.
We have a substitution here, or I'm not sure. Pickoff play at first. Can you see the number?
Not yet. The umpire's in the way. That's pretty rude of him.
Swing and a miss. 21. And I'm not sure who that is.
Yeah, I don't have him on the card.
So 1 ball and 1 strike.
Looks like it's Evans.
So Evans enters the game and is hit by a pitch. So the Sharks have 2 runners aboard with 1 out. And they're going to come out and get David Loeb. He pitched a great game tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Did an amazing job. I think that long layoff, it's hard to come back, especially when you're that deep in your counties in the 90s for pitches.
Yep. Heroic effort tonight. God golly, the young man to hold the Sharks' potent offense to 2 runs on the night, that's just so impressive.
Try to get a number of who's going on the mound now.
So impressive.
Number 7.
This young man has a lot to be proud of to take away from tonight's outing. It should give him great momentum as we go into the postseason.
Well, Mr. Offense, Dylan Serwinski is now taking the mound.
Oh, my.
He's had a great night offensively, so why not let him come in and shut this game down? We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
One of the reasons we've been so successful at Divinity Med Spa is because we understand what people are looking for. They want to look rested, refreshed, good for their age. We can accomplish this by treatments such as Botox, filler, lasers, and an array of facials, all by a team of trusted experts. This is Divinity, Hernando County's only locally owned and operated med spa. Come see us. We can't wait to meet you.
All right, so we are in the bottom of the 7th. New pitcher is Zerwinski, finishing his warm-ups.
Young man's had quite a night.
Kind of reset the inning here. We got runners on first and second for Nature Coast. 1 out. Batter's going to be the lefty Joey Van Cleve.
Van Cleve has very quietly had himself a heck of a night at the plate. He's gone 2 for 3. A couple of hard-hit balls.
He does have good power, and the Sharks aren't going to go away without a fight.
Done a fantastic job at first base as well. I've enjoyed watching this young man play over the last several years. That's the hard part about the end of the season, John. You get attached to these guys, especially after you broadcast their games for year after year.
First pitch misses outside.
Like they say, how can you not be romantic about baseball? We've really been blessed to get a chance to see so many great players come through the broadcast.
Swing and miss.
Oh, he was going for that one.
Yeah, a lot of great talent in Hernando County. Citrus, Pasco. Breaking ball misses upstairs. So Van Cleve has a 2-1 count.
It's interesting watching these sequences here.
Look out, inside pitch. And to your point, talking about all the seniors, Nature Coast does have their senior night coming up Thursday right here at Nature Coast, next Thursday.
Be sure to come out and support them.
I believe they're playing Hudson.
Oh, wow.
And that's fouled back. Runs the count full.
Did a good job staying back on that. He just missed it, got under it.
So payoff pitch. Foul. Ooh, look out. That hit the umpire square.
Oh, my.
It's just been a rough night for our two umpires. Give them a lot of credit. We're down a field umpire. Our home plate umpire just took one off the mask. I hope it was the mask. I mean, it was up high.
Yeah. I nominate you to fill in to finish a game, John.
Sorry, I didn't bring my gear. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back.
For a new level of attention, insight, and capability, contact the trusted team at Nautilus Financial Group.
All right, welcome back. So our home plate umpire, sorry I don't have his name. He's appears fine, a little shaken up. Van Cleve took a big swing, and that foul ball just went right into his mask, thank goodness.
Oh, he's going to be hating life in the morning. You know that. That's got to hurt.
So 3-2 count to Van Cleve with one out. Oh, no, fouled off again. I think that might have got the catcher that time.
Game situation dictates, the defense is just staying back, not holding runners. Just as we talked about, just trading bases for outs. But Nature Coast is trying not to run themselves out of the game here, so they need base runners and a bunch of them.
And swing and a miss, strike three. And just like that, the Sharks are down to their last out. And that'll bring up Brady McMurdo. He's 3 for 3 tonight. He's got 2 doubles and a single.
He's continued his torrid hitting streak. He came into the night hitting 400. I'm sure that's gone up quite a bit just tonight.
And swinging and a miss on the fastball.
That was a nice riding fastball right on the outside corner.
And goes back to the fastball, swinging and a miss, strike two. And the Sharks are down to their last strike.
Let's see if he adjusts his approach here.
Goes upstairs. So 1-2 the count to McMurdo. Look out. Tried throwing a breaking ball, just looked like it came out of his hand early.
Yeah, I think it just slipped.
Yeah. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, if I'm McMurdo, I'm sitting dead right here. I'm looking fastball.
And that misses upstairs. So McMurdo works the count back full. Runners will be off and moving on the pitch.
Well, just putting it in contact, finding the hole is going to make him a hero here.
And swinging a miss, strike three. And that's how this one will end. So after 7 innings, we have a final score, Lecanto 13, Nature Coast 2. It was tied after 6, but Lecanto had an amazing offensive inning, so that's going to bring us to our final. And at this point now, I'm going to turn it over to Rick for tonight's player of the game.
Well, first off, I want to mention the tremendous effort put in by Logue tonight on the hill. But our player of the game is going to be Dylan Zerwinski, number 7. Young man just had a huge night. He went 3 for 5 at the plate with 4 RBIs, several stolen bases, several magnificent defensive plays in center field, and he closed the game out on the hill. So congratulations to Dylan Zerwinski, our player of the game. Thank you for tuning in, and best wishes to everyone in the postseason. John?
And congratulations, Dylan Zerwinski. It's a great pick. Great job by Lecanto. Congratulations to them on a game, and we got to see some young guys come up and get their first night out on the mound or in the game in any way. So we hope you enjoyed the broadcast, and we'll see you next week on the Gulf Coast Sports Network. Oh, I don't know.
All right, do you have that little gift certificate? Yeah. No, yeah. You sounded like Will. Those days are gone. Is Will over here?
That was some nice payback. They beat us 10-1 on Tuesday.
Without a doubt. I mean, bats really came alive tonight.
Yeah.